I am now ready to go online. Here is my little start droid standing on hole A. My first goal is to find a free mining spot, so I go out and look. I click on myself to go in the area view, and here I see all mining spot is taken. I go back world view and continue walking. Here is no player standing, so I click on myself and click on the mining spot to start mine. It's now about 3 hours later and my little droid has been working very hard. I click on the inventory button to see what he's been digging, and he dig up 2 dirty water and 10 ore 1. I shall now melt it down in our forge, and I can melt down 10, and then I click on the ingot icon, and we see here I have now got 10 in my inventory. I go back to my inventory, and now I go to our part tool to get our first droid tool. We see we can build one, and I click on the make icon to make one in our inventory. We now got one in the inventory, and I go back to the inventory and click on the tool to put it in our slot. And if I click on the droid tool, I see here the droid I can now make if I got our ingots. It's now again 3 hours later and my droid is hopefully full. I click on my inventory button and see here is what we got. I go back and melt the ingots down, and we go back to the inventory and see we got 10 ingot 1 and 1 dirty water, and we see here the storage is half full, and because of we have so little space, we go back to the hole and go to our container in the list, and we see here is our container. Here is me standing, and I click on the trade button to make the things go over. I can click one item at a time, and I can click this button to move all items from one droid to another. So I can click here to move them forth and back. Now I go in the world view again, because we can go back and look at our inventory, because next droid we shall do in this example is this miner droid, and it needs 1 dirty water and 26 or ingots 1. So I go back in the world and go back to our mining spot and continue mining. We have 10 ingots 1 and we need 26, so this makes us mine for about 1 or 2 days. It depends how many times you go in the game and empty your inventory to our container. Next day, I've been emptying my droids ore to the whole container, and I have enough to make our first mining droid. I check our inventory and see I am full. Go back to world view, back to the hole, and enter the hole and try to trade with our container. I click all the item to our container, and because we need one dirty water to melt down the ore, I click one dirty water and fill up the inventory with ore so I can melt maximum. I go back to our inventory and click on the forge and make all of them, and go back and do so for all our ore is ingot. I need one, and I fill up and go inventory and go back, melt and go back. I trade, click here, and we still need to melt down, so it's going to take some time. And we still choose 26. Now one dirty water, and they've got some lag. No, I did fill the droid with, oops, I filled melting down. Now I got plenty of ingots. I still can, we start to make our new droid, and we need one dirty water, and we need 26, so you see we need full inventory to make that droid. I go back and click our droid tool, and we see we can make 2 of this, 1 of those, and 1 of our cleaning bot. That is our mining bot at the moment. I click on that, and now we have done 1 mining bot. It's standing on the same spot, and we click on the inventory and see it's empty. So now we shall make our first mining tool. I go back to our starter bot, and oh, I'm sorry, I go back to the inventory and see how many we shall do this one. 1 plus small miner 5 loads, and it's take 1 dirty water and 5 ingots. Okay, we go back and see if we can make 2. So I move 2 dirty water, and we click, yes, we can make a lot of them. So I click 2, and now I go back and I shall trade with our new cleaner bot, and I transfer them, go to the inventory for our bot, and click on the to put them in our slot. We have still 1 slot, so I go back to our builder droid and go back to trade view, because I want make some more miner. So I go back and trade them with our new miner bot. I click on the miner to put them in our free slot, and we see we got 2, and if I click 1, I got 1 left, and I got full inventory. So if I click here again, the thing is going to drop on the ground. If things are on the ground, other player can take it, so be sure to only drop things on the ground that you don't care if other player takes. I click on it again, and now it's safe, and I go back and put it on our container. Now I go back to our mining spot, click on ourself and start mining. Now I shall make our building starter droid to mine also, so I select the droid and walk to the same tile and go back and mine. I hope by this you learned the basics of Droidrunner and are able to start enjoy the game. Thank you for me.